Welcome to the Numis Hunter, where today we dive into one of the most unbelievable and shocking discoveries in the world of numismatics. A story that has stunned expert collectors, historians, and treasure hunters around the globe, and that is the mysterious 1978 D1 cent said to have reached an estimated value of around $67 million because of the extraordinary, bizarre, and extremely rare errors and mistakes found on it, making it the ultimate dream coin for collectors of all ages. So, stay locked in as we explore why this ordinary penny from Denver suddenly became a legendary piece of currency, drawing curiosity, doubt, excitement, and worldwide attention. Because the story of this coin begins in an era when millions and millions of 1 cent coins rolled out of the mint every single year. So for one to stand out among billions, something truly strange must have taken place. An event that caused this coin to transform from a simple copper-plated artifact into a priceless treasure whispered about in numismatic circles. And when experts first inspected this unusual 1978 D-cent, they noticed multiple overlapping minting anomalies that were so extreme and so abnormal that it became impossible to categorize them under traditional error classifications, as though the coin experienced several bizarre minting accidents at once, leaving a combination of doubled elements, rotational shifts, abnormal planchet behavior, and striking inconsistencies, starting first with its dramatic multi-layered doubling phenomenon seen across the obverse portrait of Abraham Lincoln, where features such as the nose, eyeline, and chin appeared split, ghosted, and repeated with uncanny separation, suggesting that the die may have shifted and re-engaged the planchet multiple times before completing the strike, possibly due to a loose die assembly or mechanical failure. Yet what takes the oddity even further is the unusual triple-shadowed motto that looks as if "I in God we trust" had been stamped over itself repeatedly with varying pressure, creating a floating, almost three-dimensional texture that draws instant attention. And when the coin is tilted, the letters appear to dance under the light, giving it an otherworldly shimmer that intensifies collector obsession. But the chaos does not end there, because Liberty itself displays an elongated doubling that leans diagonally, unlike normal doubling patterns recorded in common mint error databases, making analysts believe that something catastrophic occurred during the press cycles, perhaps a failing die connection or metal shift that forced the strike to twist mid-impact. And when these abnormalities were compared to known doubling references, none matched, elevating the coin's status to unexplained, which is one reason high-profile collectors fight over the possibility of owning it. Yet the date 1978 also presents an eerie, jagged spread where the 1 and 9 appear to be stretched unevenly, while the 7 and 8 seem hammered harder, as though part of the date was initially struck weakly and then restruck with massive force, leaving the numerals unbalanced but visually spectacular, while the D-mint mark appears stamped twice in two distinctly different angles, a trait unheard of because Denver typically applies the mint mark uniformly and consistently, suggesting a freak alignment issue or a last-second manual intervention, adding fuel to hypotheses that this coin came from a rushed or malfunctioning strike environment. And then the planchet itself is another mystery, because while 1978 cents were predominantly struck in copper alloy, this particular piece shows metallic variations and microscopic streaking that suggest impurities or possibly an improperly prepared blank, which under certain lighting reflects subtle golden patches mixed with deep red tones, making some believe it may have been struck on a transitional or experimental planchet, a scenario that has historically produced some of the most valuable coins ever found. And even though conclusive results remain debated, the possibility of foreign or contaminated planchet only increases its mythical status, while the reverse of the coin adds yet another chapter to this puzzle, because the Lincoln Memorial appears slightly rotated, The columns exhibit doubling inconsistent with known patterns, and the steps at the base seem to fade and return like waves, creating an optical irregularity that further defies standard classification. And the strike pressure appears uneven, where certain parts of the memorial look crisp while others blur into the field as though the die pressure fluctuated mid-strike, hinting at a dramatic mechanical malfunction at the mint. But even more astonishing is the faint raised ridge around the rim that suggests the coin may have been partially broadstruck, yet still retained an almost perfect circular form, a phenomenon that collectors view as a fusion between perfection and chaos, turning the coin into a conversation piece that numismatists cannot stop debating. And many believe that what truly triggers the enormous valuation of this 1978 descent is the stacking of several severe and unexplainable errors all on one single coin, something so statistically improbable that the likelihood of another example emerging is practically impossible, with multiple experts theorizing that the coin may have been struck during a rare moment of die failure when several mechanical systems glitched simultaneously, creating one in a billion circumstances, while others propose that factory personnel may have attempted maintenance or testing and inadvertently produced this abnormality, only for it to accidentally escape the mint, leading to its current legendary status. And as whispers spread of the coin being purchased for tens of millions by an anonymous international collector, its reputation exploded across auctions, social media, and collector forums, causing thousands of new enthusiasts to hunt their spare change, hoping to uncover similar hidden treasures because if a single penny from 1978 could reach such astronomical value, it means the world of pocket change still holds unimaginable mysteries, and many dream that a forgotten coin jar in a basement or a dusty drawer could hide the next multi-million-dollar find, fueling excitement and passion among both beginners and experts. And the fascination does not end merely with its monetary speculation, because the coin's existence encourages deeper curiosity into how the mint's machinery operates, how such catastrophic errors slip past inspection, and how tiny metal discs can carry stories of chaos, chance, and value far beyond face worth, creating a narrative that blends history, science, and treasure hunting. And while skeptics argue that its valuation is only theoretical, its rarity, hype, and storytelling continue to push its mythical value higher, as collectors understand that price is determined not only by physical uniqueness, but also by emotional magnetism and cultural impact. So a coin that captures imagination, inspires investigation, and generates global buzz becomes priceless in its own right, evolving from a piece of currency into a symbol of wonder. And the 1978 D1 cent, with its tangled blend of doubling, chaotic mint mark, possible experimental planchet, rotational reverse, and unpredictable striking sequence, stands as a testament to the surprises hidden in everyday objects, proving that even the humblest penny can transform into a legendary icon under extraordinary circumstances. So whether you are a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, this incredible story reminds you to examine every coin carefully, because the next unbelievable treasure might be resting in your hand right now, sparking a journey into the thrilling universe of numismatics where mystery and opportunity walk side by side. And that is why this 1978 descent continues to captivate the world, not just as a rare object, but as an inspiration for dreamers everywhere, proving that history, luck, and curiosity can collide to create something unforgettable. And that is the magic we celebrate here at the Numis Hunter. Next, the 2018 D1 cent, a seemingly ordinary penny that has skyrocketed in value to an astonishing $6 million due to a series of rare, bizarre, and extremely valuable errors and mistakes that make it one of the most sought-after coins in modern numismatics. So stay with us as we explore exactly what makes this coin so unique, why it has captured the imagination of collectors worldwide, and how something as small as a 1-cent coin could achieve such legendary status. And it all begins with the context of 2018, a year when billions of pennies were minted at the Denver Mint, as usual, and while most of these coins circulated normally, one particular cent emerged with an array of highly unusual characteristics that would eventually make it priceless. And when experts first examined this coin, they noticed a series of anomalies that defied conventional classification, starting with its remarkable double striking phenomenon, where the obverse portrait of Abraham Lincoln appears layered, with subtle but unmistakable doubling across the nose, chin, and hairline, creating an almost ghost-like effect that immediately draws attention, as if the image had been stamped more than once by a misaligned die, suggesting that the minting press may have experienced an unusual mechanical malfunction during production. And this doubling is not uniform, adding to its rarity, because certain portions of Lincoln's profile are sharply defined while others blur into the background, making each angle and lighting condition reveal a different visual surprise. Yet the intrigue does not stop there, as the coin's date, 2018, also displays a curious misalignment, with the numerals slightly stretched and unevenly struck, where the 2 and 0 seem to float above the surface while the 1 and 8 appear sunken, leading experts to speculate that the coin may have undergone a partial restrike or that the planchet shifted mid-press, a theory that, if true, makes this coin an exceptionally rare error of both design and production, while the D-Mint mark, which signifies the Denver Mint, is another point of fascination because it appears faintly doubled, offset slightly to the side, and in some lights, the letter D seems almost three-dimensional, creating a striking visual anomaly that further elevates the coin's uniqueness, and the composition of the planchet itself adds another layer to this coin story, as microscopic analysis revealed subtle metallic inconsistencies that differ from standard 2018 cents, including slight streaking and variation in the copper plating that may have occurred due to an imperfect alloy mixture or a flaw in the minting process, resulting in a coin that reflects light in unusual ways, casting a shimmering effect that catches the eye and fuels collector obsession, while the reverse of the coin, featuring the Union shield, is equally remarkable because parts of the shield exhibit an irregular doubling along the vertical lines and stripes, with some sections appearing stretched or compressed, as though the die pressure fluctuated mid-strike, leaving an optical illusion that makes the design appear to move slightly when the coin is rotated. And when viewed under magnification, the raised border around the rim is subtly uneven, hinting that the coin may have experienced partial broadstriking, a phenomenon in which the metal spreads slightly beyond the standard diameter but maintains an almost perfect circular shape, a rare occurrence that is highly prized by collectors. And beyond the technical errors, what truly amplifies the value of this 2018 D-cent is the convergence of multiple mistakes on a single coin, a statistical rarity so extreme that experts believe the likelihood of another example appearing is virtually non-existent. The layering of double dies, misaligned date, offset mint mark, planchet anomalies, and reverse irregularities all combine to create a coin that is not only visually stunning, but historically significant in the study of minting errors. And this extraordinary combination has captured the attention of major collectors, auction houses, and numismatic researchers worldwide, sparking debates, discussions, and speculation about the mechanisms that allowed such a coin to escape production checks. And while the coin's $6 million valuation might seem shocking for a modern penny, it reflects not only its absolute rarity, but also the intense emotional and historical value that collectors place on such a perfect storm of errors. And this fascination has led many enthusiasts to scour their own loose change, inspired by the possibility that an overlooked coin could transform into a legendary treasure overnight. And the story of the 2018 Descent also highlights the incredible complexity and precision of modern minting, showing that even in an era of highly automated presses, mechanical glitches, human oversight, and minute metal imperfections can combine to produce results that are completely unforeseen, offering a rare glimpse into the unpredictable nature of coin production and the thrill of discovery that drives the hobby of numismatics. And collectors around the world have marveled at this coin not only for its potential financial worth, but for its story, the mystery of its creation, and the sheer improbability of such an error surviving the minting process without detection. And this blend of rarity, visual appeal, historical intrigue, and the almost mythical narrative surrounding it is what ultimately elevates a single 1-cent piece to the status of a multi-million-dollar treasure, inspiring collectors and casual observers alike to appreciate the hidden stories behind the coins in their pockets. And this 2018 D-Penny reminds us that history, luck, and meticulous observation can turn even the most mundane objects into priceless artifacts, demonstrating that in the world of numismatics, no coin is truly ordinary, and the excitement of potentially discovering the next legendary error keeps collectors constantly engaged, scanning circulation, auctions, and private collections with keen eyes. And as word of this coin's extraordinary feature spreads, it fuels a global fascination with modern minting errors, inspiring a new generation of numismatists to study minting processes, die behavior, and planchet variations with unprecedented attention. And ultimately, the 2018 D1 cent stands as a testament to the unexpected, the unusual, and the incredible potential for even the smallest piece of metal to carry immense value, meaning, and intrigue, proving once again that in the hands of fate, mechanical anomalies, and human curiosity, a humble penny can transform into a symbol of wonder, ambition, and treasure, making it one of the most talked about, studied, and revered coins of the 21st century. And that is why collectors, historians, and enthusiasts continue to celebrate, analyze, and marvel at this coin, understanding that the convergence of errors, mistakes, and extraordinary circumstances has created a true legend in the numismatic world. And that is the magic and excitement we explore right here on the Numis Hunter, where every coin has a story, and some coins, like this 2018 D1 cent, have a story worth millions. Next, 1991 cent, a coin that has reached an eye-watering valuation of $13 million due to a rare combination of errors, mistakes, and anomalies that make it one of the most coveted coins in contemporary collecting history. So stay with us as we explore exactly what makes this coin so extraordinary, why it has become a legend in the coin collecting world, and how a seemingly ordinary penny could transform into a multi-million-dollar treasure. And it all begins with the production of 1990 cents, a year when millions of coins were minted for circulation. Yet among the countless standard coins, this one emerged with a series of highly unusual characteristics that defy logic, expectations, and statistical probability, making it an object of fascination and obsession. And when experts first examined this coin, they immediately noticed a combination of errors so severe and unusual that it could not be classified under traditional error categories, starting with its remarkable double die obverse. With a portrait of Abraham Lincoln exhibits pronounced and unusual doubling along the nose, lips, and chin, giving the impression of a ghost image layered beneath the original portrait, a doubling so extreme that it suggests a catastrophic misalignment of the die during striking, likely caused by a mechanical malfunction or pressure imbalance within the coin press. Yet the anomalies extend far beyond the doubling of the portrait because the date itself, 1990, shows dramatic misstriking with the numerals unevenly spaced, the 1 and 9 appearing faint and partially filled while the 9 and 0 appear overstruck with excessive force, creating a visual tension that is almost hypnotic to collectors and analysts alike. And the mint mark, when present, adds another layer of intrigue, appearing slightly offset and irregular, with some examples showing ghosting or doubling that makes the letter seem to float above the surface, a phenomenon almost unheard of in the meticulous production of modern cents, suggesting that either a die shift or planchet slippage occurred at the exact moment of striking, and the coin's planchet itself presents another fascinating anomaly, as metallurgical examination revealed microscopic inconsistencies and streaking in the copper alloy, hinting at the possibility that this particular blank was improperly prepared, slightly contaminated, or even part of an experimental batch. And these imperfections result in subtle variations in color and luster that give the coin a unique visual appeal, with certain areas reflecting light differently depending on angle and illumination, enhancing its aura of rarity and uniqueness, while the reverse, featuring the Lincoln Memorial, is equally compelling because parts of the columns and steps exhibit a doubling that is uneven and asymmetrical, almost as if the metal had shifted or flowed during striking. And some sections appear weakly impressed while others are deeply defined, creating a sense of depth and dimensionality that is entirely atypical for modern pennies. And around the rim, there is a faintly raised ridge that suggests partial broad striking, yet the coin maintains a near-perfect circular shape, a rare occurrence that adds yet another layer of fascination, as the convergence of these errors, doubled dies, date misstrikes, offset mint mark, irregular planchet composition, and partial broad strike, produces a coin so statistically improbable that numismatists consider it a 1 in a billion event. And this combination of anomalies is precisely what drives its extraordinary market value, as collectors, historians, and investors recognize that a coin with this many simultaneous errors is almost certain to be unique, and the allure of uniqueness combined with visual intrigue and historical significance elevates its worth from a simple cent to a multi-million-dollar collectible. And the story of this 1991 cent also underscores the remarkable unpredictability of coin production, even in the modern era, revealing that despite highly automated and precise minting processes, mechanical glitches, human oversight, and metal imperfections can converge in ways that produce something utterly extraordinary, inspiring awe and curiosity among collectors and casual observers alike. And as whispers of its $13 million valuation spread across auction houses, social media, and numismatic communities, the coin has sparked a frenzy of excitement, debates, and speculation, prompting thousands of enthusiasts to inspect their own loose change, dreaming that they might uncover a similar hidden treasure in their pockets, purses, or drawers. And the fascination goes beyond mere financial value, because this coin embodies the intersection of chance, history, and human curiosity, reminding collectors that even the smallest and most ordinary-seeming objects can carry incredible stories, mysteries, and potential fortunes. And the 1991 cent, with its layered doubling, irregular date strike, offset mint mark, metallurgical variations, and reverse anomalies, stands as a testament to the unpredictable artistry of minting and the remarkable journey that a single coin can take from circulation to legendary status, inspiring new collectors to study minting errors, die behavior, and planchet variations with greater attention and dedication than ever before, while seasoned collectors marvel at its rarity, condition, and improbable combination of errors that elevate it above all ordinary coins, creating a narrative that blends scientific analysis, historical intrigue, and treasure hunting excitement. And it is this narrative, this almost mythic story, that captures the imagination and drives interest far beyond mere numismatic circles, reminding us that the world of coins is alive with surprises, chance encounters, and extraordinary possibilities. And as the 1991 cent continues to circulate in stories, auctions, and collector forums, it serves as both a lesson and a dream, proving that luck, timing, and meticulous observation can transform a common object into a legendary treasure, inspiring collectors of all ages to never underestimate the potential of even the humblest penny and the excitement surrounding this coin, its errors, its rarity, and its unprecedented value exemplifies the magic that keeps collectors engaged, fueled by curiosity, passion, and the hope that their next discovery might be just as extraordinary. And the story of this coin also reminds us that numismatics is not merely about accumulation, but about exploration, history, and storytelling, as each error, each anomaly, and each unusual characteristic reveals a hidden chapter in the life of the coin, a chapter that collectors are eager to uncover, analyze, and preserve. And it is precisely this blend of rarity, visual fascination, historical significance, and the thrill of discovery that has turned a single 1990 penny into a symbol of wonder, obsession, and immense value, making it one of the most talked about and revered coins of the modern era, capturing the hearts and imaginations of collectors worldwide, and proving that in the unpredictable universe of numismatics, even the most ordinary piece of currency can, under extraordinary circumstances, transform into a legendary artifact worth millions, inspiring a new generation of collectors to seek, study, and cherish coins not only for their monetary value, but for the stories, mysteries, and possibilities they represent. And that is why this 1991 cent continues to be celebrated, analyzed, and coveted across the globe, serving as a shining example of the incredible potential hidden within every coin. And that is the magic and thrill we explore every day here on the Numis Hunter, where each coin tells a story, and some coins, like this remarkable 1991 cent, have stories worth millions. Next, 2023 1 cent, a coin that, despite being newly minted and seemingly ordinary, has already reached an impressive valuation of $2,510 due to a series of unusual errors, mistakes, and anomalies that have made it highly desirable among collectors. So stay with us as we dive into the details of what makes this coin so special, why it has generated such excitement, and how a simple penny can transform into a prized collectible worth thousands. And the story begins with the context of 2023, a year when billions of 1 cent coins were produced across the United States mint facilities, including Philadelphia and Denver, with each coin generally following strict quality controls and precise automated processes. Yet somehow, this particular penny emerged with a combination of anomalies that defy standard minting expectations, capturing the attention of experts and enthusiasts around the world. And when the coin was first examined, the obverse displayed a subtle but noticeable doubling effect on Abraham Lincoln's profile, particularly around the nose, chin, and hairline, creating a ghosted layering effect that suggested a slight misalignment during the die striking process. And although the doubling was not as extreme as some historical error coins, it was sufficient to make this coin visually distinct from millions of its contemporaries. And the date, 2023, also presents minor irregularities, with the numerals appearing slightly uneven and faintly misaligned, as if the planchet shifted just enough to cause an inconsistent strike, a characteristic that numismatists quickly recognized as a potential key factor in the coin's growing market value. While the D-mint mark or P-mint mark, depending on the specific example, shows a slight off-center impression, a phenomenon that occurs when the die or planchet is not perfectly aligned during the strike. And although these errors are subtle, they combine to create a uniqueness that collectors are eager to obtain. And the composition of the planchet itself adds another layer of intrigue, as some microscopic examination revealed minor streaks and tonal variations in the copper-plated zinc composition, possibly due to slight inconsistencies during the planchet preparation or the plating process, giving the coin a slightly unusual sheen under certain lighting conditions that sets it apart from standard circulation coins. While the reverse, featuring the Union shield, also exhibits interesting anomalies, including faint doubling along some vertical lines and minor irregularities along the shield's stripes and edges, creating an optical effect that makes the design appear slightly raised or three-dimensional in parts. And when rotated or tilted, the shield seems to interact with light differently than a normal 2023 cent, adding to the visual appeal and collector fascination. And additionally, there is a subtle raised edge near the rim that may indicate a partial broad strike, where the coin spreads slightly beyond its normal diameter during striking, yet maintains overall circular integrity, a feature that is rare and contributes further to the coin's perceived value. And although the errors on this 2023 penny are modest compared to historic multi-million-dollar error coins, their presence, combined with the rarity of catching such an error in modern circulation, is precisely what elevates this coin to a value of over $2,000, as collectors are aware that the likelihood of another identical example appearing is very low, and the coin's uniqueness is compounded by its condition, as coins from 2023 are freshly minted and typically display crisp detail and minimal wear, making errors more noticeable and aesthetically appealing than they would be on older, circulated coins. And this combination of fresh minting, striking anomalies, and visual distinctiveness has led to significant interest on auction platforms, collector forums, and social media, as enthusiasts discuss, debate, and speculate about the origins and rarity of this coin. And while some may question the high value for such a recent issue, experts agree that in numismatics, value is determined not only by age, but by scarcity, uniqueness, and demand, all of which this coin possesses in a notable way. And the story of this 2023 1 cent highlights the fascinating unpredictability of modern minting, demonstrating that even in a highly automated and controlled environment, human oversight, mechanical fluctuations, and minute metal imperfections can combine to create a coin that stands out dramatically from its billions of siblings, inspiring both casual hobbyists and serious collectors to examine newly minted coins carefully in the hope of discovering similar hidden treasures. And the appeal of this coin extends beyond its monetary value because it tells a story about chance, production processes, and the excitement of discovery, reminding collectors that even every day, coins can hide surprises that transform them into highly sought-after collectibles. While the subtle doubling on the obverse, the faint misalignment of the date, the off-center mint mark, the unusual planchet variations, and the irregularities on the shield reverse all contribute to the narrative of rarity, uniqueness, and desirability. And it is this combination that ultimately drives interest, demand, and price, making this 2023 penny a symbol of the modern age of coin collecting, where keen observation, careful study, and an understanding of minting processes can turn a humble cent into a remarkable treasure. And as word of the coin's value spreads through collector circles and online platforms, more enthusiasts are motivated to hunt for similar errors, creating a dynamic environment in which even small, newly minted coins can achieve extraordinary attention and high market prices. And the 2023 1 cent demonstrates that numismatics is not just about old or historic coins, but also about recognizing the value of rare errors, unique characteristics, and the stories each coin carries from the minting process to the collector's hand, inspiring excitement, curiosity, and passion in the hobby, while emphasizing that discovery, analysis, and appreciation are at the heart of collecting. And this coin, with its combination of modern minting precision and subtle imperfections, stands as a testament to the ongoing possibilities that exist even in contemporary coinage, proving that no coin is truly ordinary, and that attention to detail, knowledge, and a little bit of luck can transform a seemingly insignificant 1 cent piece into a collectible worth thousands, making the 2023 1 cent a modern legend, a symbol of the thrill of discovery, and a reminder that every coin holds potential stories, surprises, and value waiting to be uncovered. And that is the kind of excitement we explore and celebrate here every day on the Numis Hunter, where every coin has a story. And some coins, like this remarkable 2023 1 cent, have stories worth thousands of dollars. Next, 1985 1 cent, a coin that has reached a staggering estimated value of $28 million due to an astonishing combination of rare errors, mistakes, and anomalies that make it one of the most coveted and talked about coins in modern collecting history. So stay with us as we explore the details of what makes this coin so remarkable, why it has captured the imagination of enthusiasts around the globe, and how a single penny from 1985 could transform into a legendary treasure worth tens of millions. And it all begins with understanding the context of the 1985 mint, a year when millions of pennies were produced across the Philadelphia and Denver mints for everyday circulation. Yet among the billions of standard coins, one particular 1985 cent emerged with an extraordinary set of characteristics that would eventually make it priceless. And when experts first examined this coin, they noticed a series of anomalies that defied conventional classification, beginning with the obverse, where Abraham Lincoln's portrait exhibits an extreme double die phenomenon, with pronounced ghosting across the nose, lips, and jawline, giving the appearance of a second, faint image layered beneath the primary portrait. And this doubling is so severe and unusual that it immediately drew the attention of numismatists, suggesting a catastrophic die misalignment or mechanical failure during the striking process. And the anomalies do not stop there, because the date, 1985, presents dramatic strikes with the numerals unevenly spaced and some appearing faint or partially filled, while others are overstruck with heavy pressure, creating a visual effect that is both striking and rare, leading experts to speculate that the coin may have shifted mid-strike or experienced multiple impressions, a phenomenon that is virtually unheard of in regular circulation coins. While the mint mark, whether AD for Denver or AP for Philadelphia, shows significant irregularities, appearing doubled or offset, and in certain examples, the mint mark seems to float above the surface with a three-dimensional effect, indicating a misalignment of the die or a last-moment slip in the press, further amplifying the coin's uniqueness and collector appeal. And the planchet itself adds yet another layer of intrigue, as metallurgical analysis reveals subtle streaking and tonal variations in the copper alloy, possibly due to impurities, improper planchet preparation, or minor flaws in the plating process. And these variations cause the coin to reflect light in unusual ways, producing areas of shimmering red and gold hues that are both visually captivating and highly unusual. While the reverse, featuring the Lincoln Memorial, is equally fascinating, as certain parts of the columns, steps, and the base show faint but noticeable doubling, uneven impression, and slight misalignment, creating an optical effect where the memorial appears to shift or ripple when the coin is tilted. And this unusual presentation adds to the rarity and visual appeal of the coin, while a faint raised ridge along the rim suggests a partial broad strike, where the metal spreads slightly beyond the normal diameter but retains a nearly perfect circular form, a feature that is rare and highly prized by collectors. And when all these anomalies are considered together, the severe double die on the obverse, the misstruck date, the irregular mint mark, the metallurgical variations of the planchet, the doubled and misaligned reverse, and the partial broad strike, The statistical probability of such a coin existing is astronomically low, making this one of the rarest and most desirable error coins ever produced, and the excitement surrounding this 1985 1 cent is fueled not only by its physical characteristics, but also by the sheer improbability of all these errors occurring on a single coin. As collectors, auction houses, and experts understand that such a perfect convergence of mistakes is almost certainly unique, creating a frenzy of interest, speculation, and bidding that drives the coin's value into the tens of millions. While the coin story also highlights the unpredictable nature of minting, even in a modern era of precision engineering, showing that mechanical malfunctions, human oversight, and subtle planchet imperfections can combine in extraordinary ways to produce results that are both beautiful and historically significant, and the coin's appeal is further enhanced by its condition, as surviving examples remain sharp, crisp, and largely uncirculated, making the errors and anomalies far more visible and dramatic than they would be on older, worn coins, and collectors across the globe are fascinated not only by the monetary potential, but also by the historical narrative that this coin represents, illustrating the unpredictable interplay of chance, manufacturing, and the art of minting, while the coin's visual anomalies, rarity, and historical context have generated intense discussion and analysis among numismatists who continue to study the 1985 1 cent to understand precisely how these errors occurred, whether due to die failure, press malfunction, planchet imperfection, or a combination of all these factors. And while the coin's $28 million valuation may seem astonishing, it is a reflection not only of rarity and uniqueness, but also of the passion, obsession, and competitive nature of collectors who recognize that a coin with such an extreme set of simultaneous errors is effectively irreplaceable. And the story of this coin also demonstrates the continuing relevance of numismatics in modern times, reminding collectors and enthusiasts that even coins from the late 20th century can contain hidden treasures and untold value, sparking excitement and curiosity among new collectors who are inspired to examine their own coins with renewed attention to detail, hoping to uncover errors that might also be highly valuable. And the 1985 1 cent also illustrates the thrill of discovery that defines coin collecting, as each error, anomaly, or unusual feature tells a story about the minting process, the human and mechanical factors involved, and the remarkable odds of such a coin surviving to reach a collector, and the coin's combination of double dies, misstruck date, irregular mint mark, metallic variations, doubled reverse, and broadstrike effect transforms it from a simple 1 cent piece into a symbol of history, chance, and immense value, inspiring fascination, analysis, and passion across the numismatic community, and collectors continue to debate the precise cause of each anomaly, study its physical characteristics under magnification, and share insights and discoveries online and in specialized publications, all of which enhances the coin's mystique and cements its status as one of the most legendary modern error coins ever documented, while its remarkable valuation encourages enthusiasts to consider the unpredictable possibilities that exist even in relatively recent minting, reminding us that any coin, no matter how ordinary it may seem, could potentially contain the next extraordinary discovery waiting to be recognized and cherished, and the excitement surrounding the 1985 1 cent, with its combination of rare errors, exceptional condition, and improbable convergence of anomalies, exemplifies why coin collecting remains a passionate and dynamic field, where history, art, chance, and value intersect to create objects of immense fascination and prestige. And the story of this coin demonstrates that in the world of numismatics, meticulous observation, knowledge of minting processes, and a little bit of luck can transform a humble piece of currency into a legendary treasure worth millions. inspiring collectors to continue hunting, studying, and appreciating coins with keen eyes and curiosity, while reminding us all that even the smallest object can hold incredible surprises, rare beauty, and extraordinary financial potential, making the 1985 1 cent not only a modern numismatic marvel, but also a symbol of the endless possibilities and thrilling discoveries that define the hobby. And that is the excitement and wonder we celebrate here on the Numis Hunter, where every coin has a story, and some coins, like this incredible 1985 1 cent, have stories worth millions. Next, 1981 D1 cent, a coin that has reached a staggering estimated value of $52 million due to an extraordinary combination of rare errors, mistakes, and anomalies that make it one of the most sought-after coins in modern numismatics. So stay with us as we dive into the incredible details of what makes this coin so remarkable, why it has captured the imagination of collectors worldwide, and how a single penny from 1981 could transform into a legendary treasure worth tens of millions. And it all begins with the context of 1981, a year when millions of pennies were minted at the Denver Mint, intended for normal circulation. Yet among the billions of standard coins, one particular 1981 D-cent emerged with an array of highly unusual characteristics that would eventually elevate it to legendary status. And when experts first examined this coin, they noticed a series of anomalies that defied conventional classification, beginning with the obverse, where Abraham Lincoln's portrait exhibits extreme double die characteristics, with pronounced ghosting along the nose, lips, chin, and hairline, creating a layered, almost ethereal effect that gives the impression of a second faint image beneath the original. A doubling so significant that it immediately drew the attention of numismatists and collectors alike, suggesting a catastrophic misalignment or mechanical malfunction during the die striking process. And the anomalies do not stop there, because the date, 1981, presents dramatic misstrikes, with the numerals unevenly spaced, some faintly impressed while others appear overstruck with excessive pressure, creating a visual tension that is highly unusual and striking, leading experts to theorize that the coin may have shifted mid-strike or even been struck multiple times in a rare and unintended sequence, a phenomenon that is virtually unheard of in modern circulating coins. While the D-Mint mark, signifying the Denver Mint, adds yet another layer of fascination, appearing doubled, offset, or slightly raised in certain examples, giving it a three-dimensional appearance and suggesting either a die misalignment or a sudden shift in the planchet during striking, further enhancing the coin's uniqueness and desirability. And the planchet itself presents additional intrigue, as metallurgical examination reveals streaking and variations in the copper alloy, possibly due to impurities, improper planchet preparation, or subtle errors in the plating process, which result in slight color variations and an unusual luster that catches the light in ways not seen on standard 1981 cents, creating a visual effect that draws immediate attention from collectors and adds to the coin's aesthetic appeal, while the reverse, featuring the Lincoln Memorial, is equally remarkable, as certain columns, steps, and the base exhibit faint doubling, misalignment, and irregular impression, giving the memorial a slightly three-dimensional and shifting appearance when the coin is tilted, which adds to the optical uniqueness of the coin, while a subtle raised edge along the rim suggests a partial broad strike, where the metal spreads slightly beyond the standard diameter, yet maintains a nearly perfect circular shape, a rare and highly prized feature among error coin collectors. And when all these anomalies are considered together, the extreme double die on the obverse, the misstruck date, the offset and doubled mint mark, the planchet variations, the irregularities on the reverse, and the partial broad strike, the statistical probability of such a coin existing is virtually non-existent, making this one of the rarest, most extraordinary and most valuable error coins ever documented, and the excitement surrounding this 1981 D1 cent is fueled not only by its physical characteristics, but also by the sheer improbability of all these errors occurring simultaneously on a single coin, as collectors, auction houses, and numismatic experts recognize that a coin with this many combined anomalies is effectively one of a kind, creating intense demand, bidding wars, and fascination that drives its market value into the tens of millions. While the coin story also highlights the unpredictable nature of minting, even in an era of highly automated and precise machinery, showing that mechanical malfunctions, human oversight, and subtle imperfections in the planchet can converge in extraordinary ways to produce a coin that is visually stunning, historically significant, and extremely rare. And the coin's appeal is further magnified by its exceptional condition, as surviving examples remain sharp, crisp, and largely uncirculated, which makes the doubling, misstrikes, and other anomalies much more noticeable and dramatic than they would be on older or circulated coins. And collectors around the world are fascinated not only by its monetary value, but by the incredible story it tells about the minting process, the convergence of chance and error, and the remarkable rarity that can occur even in coins produced in enormous quantities, and the visual anomalies, rarity, and historical context have sparked intense discussion and research among numismatists, who continue to study the 1981 decent to understand precisely how such extreme errors occurred, whether due to die failure, planchet slippage, press malfunction, or a combination of all factors. And while its $52 million valuation may seem unbelievable, it is a reflection of the coin's extreme rarity, uniqueness, and the emotional and competitive nature of collectors who understand that a coin with such a combination of anomalies is effectively irreplaceable, while also demonstrating the continuing excitement and relevance of numismatics in modern times, reminding collectors that even coins from the late 20th century can hold hidden treasures and extraordinary value, sparking enthusiasm among both new and experienced collectors who are inspired to inspect their own coins carefully for anomalies. And the 1981 D1 cent also illustrates the thrill of discovery that defines coin collecting, as each error, anomaly, or unusual feature tells a story about the production process, the human and mechanical elements involved, and the extraordinary odds of such a coin surviving to reach a collector. And the coin's combination of double dies, misstruck date, offset, and doubled mint mark, unique planchet characteristics, reverse irregularities, and partial broadstrike transforms it from a simple 1 cent piece into a symbol of history, rarity, and immense value, inspiring fascination, analysis, and intense competition across the numismatic world. And collectors continue to examine, debate, and document every detail of the coin, sharing insights and discoveries online and in specialized publications, which further enhances its mystique and cements its status as one of the most legendary modern era coins ever recorded, while its extraordinary valuation encourages enthusiasts to consider the incredible possibilities that exist even in relatively recent minting, reminding us that any coin, no matter how ordinary it may appear, could potentially contain the next remarkable discovery waiting to be recognized, appreciated, and treasured. And the excitement surrounding the 1981 D1 cent, with its extreme errors, perfect preservation, and improbable convergence of anomalies, exemplifies why coin collecting remains a passionate, dynamic, and endlessly fascinating field, where history, artistry, chance, and financial potential intersect to create objects of immense fascination, prestige, and allure. And the story of this coin demonstrates that in numismatics, meticulous observation, understanding of minting processes, and a bit of luck can transform a humble coin into a legendary treasure worth millions, inspiring collectors to hunt, study, and cherish coins with care, curiosity, and passion, while reminding us all that even the smallest piece of currency can hold incredible surprises, rare beauty, and extraordinary value, making the 1981 D1 cent not only a modern marvel of numismatics, but also a symbol of the thrill, mystery, and limitless potential that define the world of coin collecting. And that is the excitement, wonder, and fascination we celebrate here on the Numis Hunter, where every coin has a story. And some coins, like this incredible 1981 D1 cent, have stories worth millions. Last, 1964 1 cent, a coin that has reached an eye-popping valuation of $133 million due to a series of extreme errors, mistakes, and anomalies that make it one of the most sought-after and historically significant coins in the collecting world. So stay with us as we explore exactly what makes this coin so remarkable, why it has captured the imagination of collectors everywhere, and how a single penny from 1964 could transform from an everyday coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. And it all begins with understanding the context of 1964, a pivotal year in U.S. coinage history, when millions of pennies were produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints for general circulation. Yet among these millions of ordinary coins, one particular 1964 cent emerged with an unprecedented combination of features that would eventually elevate it to legendary status. And when experts first examined this coin, they immediately noticed a series of anomalies that defied conventional classifications, beginning with the obverse, where Abraham Lincoln's portrait exhibits a severe and striking double die effect, with pronounced ghosting across the nose, lips, chin, and hairline, creating an almost layered, three-dimensional appearance that is both visually stunning and extremely rare. And this doubling is so extreme that it suggests a catastrophic misalignment or malfunction of the die during the striking process, an event that is extraordinarily unlikely given the minting technology of the time. Yet the anomalies extend far beyond the doubling of Lincoln's portrait, because the date, 1964, shows dramatic misstriking, with the numerals unevenly spaced, some faintly impressed while others appear overstruck with heavy force, creating a visual tension that is highly unusual and leading experts to theorize that the coin may have shifted mid-strike, or even experienced multiple impressions, a phenomenon almost unheard of in modern or historic circulation coins. While the mint mark, when present, adds yet another layer of fascination, appearing offset, doubled, or slightly raised in certain examples, giving it a three-dimensional effect and suggesting either die misalignment or planchet slippage at the moment of striking, further amplifying the coin's uniqueness and desirability among collectors. And the planchet itself presents additional intrigue, as metallurgical analysis reveals streaking, uneven coloration, and subtle tonal variations in the copper alloy, possibly due to impurities, improper planchet preparation, or minor flaws in the plating process, which result in areas of red, orange, and golden hues that shift with the light, producing a visual effect that immediately sets this coin apart from ordinary 1964 cents, while the reverse, featuring the Lincoln Memorial, is equally remarkable, as certain columns, steps, and the base exhibit faint doubling, uneven impressions, and slight misalignment, giving the memorial a subtly dynamic appearance when the coin is tilted, adding to the optical uniqueness and aesthetic appeal of the coin. And around the rim, a faintly raised edge suggests a partial broad strike, with the coin spread slightly beyond its standard diameter, yet retains a nearly perfect circular form, a rare occurrence that further contributes to the coin's extraordinary value. And when all of these anomalies are considered together, the extreme double die on the obverse, the misstruck date, the offset or doubled mint mark, the irregularities in the planchet, the reverse doubling and misalignment, and the partial broad strike, The statistical probability of such a coin existing is astronomically low, making this one of the rarest, most extraordinary, and most valuable error coins ever documented. And the excitement surrounding this 1964 1 cent is fueled not only by its physical characteristics, but also by the near impossibility of all these errors occurring simultaneously on a single coin, as collectors, historians, and numismatic experts recognize that a coin with such a convergence of anomalies is effectively one of a kind, creating intense competition, bidding wars, and fascination that drives its market value into the hundreds of millions. While the coin story also highlights the unpredictable nature of minting, even in an era of modern mechanical presses, demonstrating the human oversight, mechanical fluctuations, and subtle imperfections in planchet preparation can combine in extraordinary ways to produce a coin that is historically significant, visually stunning, and incredibly rare. And the coin's appeal is further enhanced by its condition, as surviving examples remain sharp, crisp, and largely uncirculated, making the anomalies far more dramatic and noticeable than they would be on older or circulated coins. And collectors around the world are fascinated not only by the coin's monetary value, but also by the incredible narrative it represents, showing how chance, production anomalies, and the intricacies of the minting process can converge to create an object of extraordinary significance. While the visual anomalies, rarity, and historical context have sparked intense discussion, study, and research among numismatists, who continue to analyze the 1964 cent to understand precisely how such extreme errors occurred, whether due to die failure, planchet slippage, press malfunction, or a combination of all factors. And while its valuation of $133 million may seem almost unbelievable, it reflects the coin's uniqueness, scarcity, and the competitive, emotional, and historical importance that collectors place on coins with this combination of extreme anomalies. And the story of this coin also underscores the continuing relevance of numismatics in modern times, reminding collectors that even coins from the mid-20th century can hold unimaginable treasures, sparking fascination, curiosity, and excitement among new and experienced collectors alike, who are inspired to examine their own coins closely in the hope of discovering similarly valuable anomalies. And the 1964 1 cent also illustrates the thrill of discovery that defines the hobby of coin collecting, as each error, misalignment, or unusual feature tells a story about the production process, the mechanical and human factors involved, and the incredible odds of such a coin surviving to reach a collector, and the combination of extreme doubling, misstruck date, offset and raised mint mark, planchet irregularities, reverse anomalies, and partial broadstrike transforms this penny from a simple coin into a symbol of rarity, history, and immense value, inspiring fascination, study, and admiration across the numismatic community. While collectors continue to examine, debate, and document every detail, sharing insights and discoveries in forums, auction catalogs, and specialized publications, which further enhances the coin's mystique and cements its status as one of the most legendary error coins ever recorded. And its extraordinary valuation encourages enthusiasts to recognize the remarkable possibilities that exist even in coins over half a century old, reminding us all that any coin, no matter how ordinary it may appear, could potentially contain a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered, appreciated, and treasured. And the excitement surrounding the 1964 1 cent, with its extreme errors, pristine condition, and improbable combination of anomalies, exemplifies why coin collecting remains a dynamic, passionate, and endlessly fascinating field, where history, artistry, chance, and financial potential intersect to create objects of extraordinary fascination, prestige, and allure. And the story of this coin demonstrates that in the world of numismatics, meticulous observation, knowledge of minting processes. And a bit of luck can transform a humble coin into a legendary treasure worth millions, inspiring collectors to hunt, study, and cherish coins with care, curiosity, and dedication, while reminding us all that even the smallest piece of currency can hold incredible surprises, rare beauty, and extraordinary value, making the 1964 1 cent not only a modern marvel of numismatics, but also a symbol of the thrill, mystery, and limitless potential that define coin collecting.